Hi and welcome to this video on direct and inverse proportion. Now a direct proportion, whenever you see something where an increase in one quantity increases another quantity by the same percentage or the same rate, that's called a direct proportion. We use this symbol to represent directly proportional to, so it looks like a little 8 on its side with a little bit missing on the end. If y is directly proportional to x, we write it in this way, y, and then the symbol x, y is directly proportional to x. We have a constant of proportionality, which we use by convention as little k, and this is the rule that you need to remember for a direct proportion. Y equals k, that constant, multiplied by x. So this is the rule. And this constant is important because we need to usually calculate it and then do our calculations for direct and inverse proportions. Inverse proportion, wherever we see where an increase in one quantity decreases the other by the same percentage or the same rate, then that's an inverse proportion. Where y is inversely proportional to x, we write it in this way, y, and then our symbol for proportion, and then inverse of x is 1 over x. And this is the rule we need to remember. Y equals our constant k divided by x, or k over x. So x, y equals k when we arrange that. So this is the rule we need to remember. Always write it in this way when we're doing calculations. So let's do a simple direct proportion question. So the weight of a steel cable is directly proportional. So read the question. And also, like we said, if something increases and leads to an increase in something else, that's usually a direct proportion. So they've told us here, directly proportional to its length. A piece of cable 20 meter long weighs 60 kg. What does a 35 meter long length of the same cable weigh? So write out our formula. W standing for the weight of the cable equals our constant multiplied by 20. So that's, if we're thinking of y and x, y equals kx. So write what we've been given in. So W is 60, the weight is 60, here, 60 kg. Our constant k, so we've got to work this out first, and then 20. So we want to work out our k. So k, when we rearrange that, is 60 divided by 20, it's 3. Now we can use this in our question. So what does a 53 meter length weigh? So weight equals 3, which is our constant, multiplied by 53, which is our length. 3 multiplied by 53 is 159. So that's 159 kilograms. Again, read the question. It says B is directly proportional to the square of R. So directly proportional, remember the rule, y equals kx. And then the square of R, what do we mean by square of R? That means R squared. So we can write this as B equals K, our constant, R squared. And then the question is when B equals 900, R equals 20. So calculate the value of B when R is 25. So B equals KR squared. Put our values in that we know or we're given. 900 equals K, 20 squared. So remember, this is squared. K equals 900 divided by 400 when we rearrange. So K we work out as 2.25. Now, so we're dividing this question into two parts. Usually we always try and do that. Work out the K, the constant first, and then use that to work out our question. So now we know, or we want to work out B when R is 25. So B equals our K, which is 2.25, multiplied by 25 squared, R squared. So from this formula. And then we get B equals 1406.25. Here we're told, read the question, D is inversely proportional to S. And then when D equals 45 and S equals 9. And then calculate D when S equals 12. So again, we've got to work out our K. Inversely proportional, Y equals K divided by S. Or in this case, D equals K divided by S. So D equals K divided by 9, because we told S is 9. We told D is 48, so 48 equals K over 9. K equals 48 multiplied by 9. So when we rearrange, take the 9 to the other side, so we multiply. So K equals 432. So we worked out our K. Now we use that second part of the question. D equals K over 12, because we're told S is 12. D equals 432, because we just found our K, put that into our equation here. So D equals 432 divided by 12, D equals 36. Okay, so a word question, usually we can be asked that, and then we have to make a formula from that. 3 builders construct a wall in 12 hours. How long for 4 builders to build the same wall? So because an increase in the number of builders would lead to a decrease in the number of hours to build this wall, then it's an inverse proportion question. So an increase in something leads to a decrease in something proportionally. So inverse question, how long for 4 builders to build the same wall? So because it's an inverse question, we get T, the time to build a wall, equals the constant divided by 3 builders. So we're told that 12 hours, the time, equals K divided by 3. So rearranging this, take 3 to the other side, so that's 3 times 12 equals K. So we work out K to be 36. Use that in our second part of the question. So time equals K, and we're told that builders are 4 divided by 4. Rearranging, we get T equal, oh, well, we don't have to rearrange, we got T equals 36 divided by 4. So 36 divided by 4 is 9 hours. Read the question. It's an inversely proportional one. Remember our rule, K over something to the square of R. So square, what does that mean? R, that means R squared. We're told this when R equals 5, P equals 3.4, and the question is when P equal, what's the P when R equals 8? Inversely proportional, K over something, what's it over? It's over the square of R, R squared. So 3.4, which is our P, equals K over 5 squared, which is our R, R squared, 5 squared. So K equals 25 multiplied by 3.4 when we rearrange, so K equals 85. Use that in our second part of the question. So P equals K, which is 85, divided by 8, which is this R squared. And we get 1.33 to 2 decimal places. Okay, we're going to do this one now. Another word question. 35 men can harvest a field in 8 days. How many days for 20 men to harvest the same field? So an increase in men would lead to an increase in the number of days. So it's an inverse question. Write it out, work out the K, then use the K, the constant, in our question. Similarly here, a castle has provisions for 300 men for 90 days. Increase in the men would lead to a decrease in the number of days the provisions would last. So it's an inverse question. So remember the rule. Again here, this is a proportion question. So first of all, we've got to work out how to do this. The best way to do this actually is work out what proportion oxes are as cows, and then use the cows to work out how many days this field would take to graze. So here we worked out using proportions, the equivalent of oxes as cows. So it takes 8 cows to graze a field 21 days. That's the question. How long would it take 12 cows to graze the same field? Okay, because 2 plus the 8 is 12. Sorry, that should be 14, not 12. Oop, 14. Okay. In this question, read the question. It's an inversely proportional one to the square root of r. So what does that mean? Square root means this below the square root sign, the root x. So when we're writing out our equation for inverse proportions, y equals k divided by the root of x, and then plug in all our values that we're given and try and follow this working through. It's quite complicated, but I've tried to explain it, and the answer we get is 20.